A couple of years ago, we rescued two dogs that were on their way in a truck to the slaughterhouse for the Yulin Meat Festival in China. Hi, my name's Louise Pittman and I'm the founder of Second Chance Dog Rescue. Second Chance was started in April of 2018 and I started the rescue after rescuing a dog called Chance, who the rescue is named after. He was rescued in 2017 in Bosnia. I came across him on the internet, on Facebook, and he was looking for a home. Being a lover of golden retrievers, I instantly felt drawn to him. It took probably about 6 months before he eventually came over to the UK. Chance was an amazing dog, a street dog who had lived all his life on the streets, was fed regularly on the streets, and then was eventually rescued and taken to a shelter in Bosnia. He travelled over to the UK in December 2017 and came into my family. I obviously then began to research what happens to dogs in the Balkans and, you know, the crisis over there for them, and decided to get more involved, and Second Chance Dog Rescue was founded. Sadly, Chance died in July, 2 years ago this July, of pneumonia, but his legacy still lives on in the form of Second Chance Dog Rescue. There is so many dogs that need help, so many. I'll tell you a little bit about what we do at Second Chance. I mean, we've grown so much over the last 5 years because we've been going 5 years now. We mainly rescue dogs from the Balkans, but we also help dogs in the UK as well. So the sort of countries we rescue from are Bosnia, Serbia, Romania, Macedonia, even China. A couple of years ago, we rescued two dogs that were on their way in a truck to the slaughterhouse for the Yulin Meat Festival in China. Two golden retrievers. They eventually travelled home last year. Honey and Henry were their names, and they're now living fabulous lives here in the UK. There's so many dogs that need help also in China, all over the world. But yes, especially in China. We've rescued at the beginning of this year some more dogs who were on a market that were going to be slaughtered. Again, it was horrific. They're now safe with an organisation called Plush Bear Shelter in China, who do a tremendous work to save these dogs over there. So over the past year, we've also rescued dogs from Cyprus as well. But following the pandemic, we've actually, been helping an increasing number of UK dogs, that need help. We've had so many cries for help, more than ever really. I mean, we've always focused on dogs, not only just in the Balkans, but UK dogs too. But the numbers of dogs needing help over here is increased dramatically. And probably it is down to the pandemic. A lot of, people adopted then, and then obviously going back to work, just couldn't keep them. We also, as a rescue, run a spay, neuter and release program. This started because of a puppy called Angel, who was run over on the streets and was left to die. We didn't get to her on time, but we decided that we needed to do something because there's so many puppies on the streets and there's not enough spay and neuter programs. It's just ridiculous, the amounts of dogs that are born on the streets. So we've put together Angel's Legacy. It's travelled over Serbia, Romania and now Bosnia, and we run a spay, neuter and release program. We can't save every dog, no rescue can, but this at least stops those defenceless pups being born onto the streets, and the numbers just add up. It's ridiculous, the amounts of pups born on the streets each year. We're talking thousands upon thousands. Rehabilitation of dogs. How do we rehabilitate dogs? Well, when dogs are rescued, they're taken to the vets immediately. That's the first thing that we do, to get them a full health check, and they're tested for a range of diseases. They started on treatment for, you know, if they're positive for any diseases. In the Balkans, a lot of these are tick-borne diseases that, you know, that they need treatment for straight away. So that's done immediately. If they need surgery, for example, if they've been injured or they need further more in-depth tests or specialist care, that's arranged for them as soon as possible. Once they're ready, the dogs are neutered, spayed, vaccinated, and then they go to our amazing rescuers. Either they work in the shelter or they go into their homes. And it really is done on a case-by-case basis. And there they can recuperate until they're physically and emotionally ready to be adopted and travel to the UK. This in itself, travelling to the UK, is a long journey for them, so they need to be physically and mentally fit. Are rescue dogs damaged? No, not at all. The fact that rescue dogs are damaged is a complete myth. Any dog can develop emotional, behavioural or even physical issues depending on various things. For example, at one end of the scale, there are many breed puppies who suffer awful genetic defects from overbreeding in the UK. I mean, you look at so many breeds that this is affecting. There are also many dogs in the UK who end up with behavioural issues despite being raised in loving homes. This can be down to their environment, how they are raised, training they receive, and how humans respond to them. At the other end of the scale, we have rescue dogs who have endured the most awful, and I mean awful, lives. But they've endured abuse and suffering, but they settle into a home. It's like they've always been there. And they go on to live really, really happy lives. They learn how to love and trust. They live their lives without any issues. So it is a myth. And why should we adopt and not shot? One of the issues with breed pups, but of course the other reasons, you know, you should adopt is because there is so many dogs in rescue, beautiful dogs, needing that chance. They're just waiting to find their forever homes. Again, you know, you've got to look at when you're buying a puppy from a breeder. You've got to ask yourself, surely, you know, why are you buying from a breeder? Ask yourself that question. You know, there could be issues there. The same as, you know, with a rescue dog. I mean, a lot of these breeders, they do this for money, for financial gain, you know, for their lifestyles. This is how, you know, they fund their lifestyles. If you want to give a dog a chance, then just adopt, don't shop.
When we paddle out into the lineup, people smile. There's no doubt, you know, and we'll take off on a wave and I hear people going, "Rosie, go, Rosie." It's pretty cool. There's actually quite a few people who surf with their dogs, and then we have these competitions where they surf on their own.